Hello everybody, welcome back to the Colorful House series. This week we have two main objectives to work on. The first one being polishing up the edges of the paint in the office. I can't wait to take you back in there and show you what it's looking like now, and also organizing it to be a little bit more cohesive. Right now it's just been more functional than anything, so putting some polishing touches on that, and then starting to style the bedroom. I'm thinking some shelvings, possibly hanging something up, starting to give it that lived-in feeling, if you know what I mean. A lot of these rooms have been shells of rooms. They're coming together as we start to add more of our own items into them, so that's kind of what we're doing. We are expected to get another big snowstorm, apparently this Sunday into Monday. They're saying it's bigger than the last one. The bomb cyclone is upon us. I mean, we live in New England. It is what it is. Because of that, we wanted to pick some simpler projects to work on this week. That way, weather dependent, it wouldn't kind of throw off our groove on what we needed for supplies or what we could get done work-wise. Having these moments of, we've accomplished quite a lot in this house, and I love going back, watching the series from the beginning and just seeing the transformation take place. If you're new here and you're wondering what the heck you're even watching, hi, I'm Meg. Anthony and I had just purchased our first home. It's very colorful and quirky, definitely has so much personality, and we are just making it our own, going room by room. If you haven't seen that yet, I implore you to go back and watch the first episode, and they are sequential. We've been working every single week doing something around here. This is the first series on our channel of life.
I'll give you 3 guesses of where we are. It's an absolutely beautiful day, and I'm so excited to be here again doing some shopping.
The first thing that we're going to be doing is hanging up some shelving on this wall so that we can display some of our plants, some books, some trinkets, just make it feel a little bit more roomy. And then the second was finishing the trim in the office. We're now learning every time that we do a project how to be more efficient, how to do it better. For example, painting, now that we've done 2 rooms, we learned to start with the edges first. It was so much simpler doing this. It took 2 days. We did the edges, then we filled it in, and we don't have any harsh lines or any wide gaps like we did in the office. So we can go back and fix that. What's one thing you've learned or one piece of advice that you have for new homeowners or people that are starting to begin their makeover renovations that we could pass on?
The simple things with the painting, just taking like the covers off the outlets and stuff makes it a lot easier to paint. And start with the edges. I mean, we've said that a couple times now. So I mean, other than that, I mean, painting's not a very stressful or in-depth thing. You know, just those little tips will make your life a lot easier when you paint.
I think we also learned a lot about just the electrical work, not being electricians, but just changing light switches and how to put things together. Because the last light you did downstairs in the basement, you did it in lightning speed, which, by the way, if you haven't seen that video, this is what it looks like. I can't link it in the middle of this video, but this is what it looks like, and go watch it if you haven't. What I think we're gonna do is kind of map it out, just draw on the wall here where we should put them. I got 3, but honestly, looking at the width and how far or how much space they take up on the wall, I think we might just do 2 and we'll stagger them. We're gonna play around with it for 1 second and figure out where we would like to put it best, but I think that this wall is just aesthetically more pleasing for a shelf than that wall.
But you know, like when, for example, like Tia, when she broke down the walls, and then they had the wooden,
The
beams, those are the studs.
Oh, so the beam, essentially.
Yeah. So like, I don't want to drill into just a plaster.
Well, I just learned that you're supposed to find the stud of the wall, which I guess is like a beam, to drill into that so there's more support. See, I thought you just put it wherever you want it. So that's news to me. So basically, we don't tell ourselves where the shelves want to go. The wall's going to tell us where the shelves are going to go. Which I think there's beauty in that, because we have an illusion of control in life, but we're really not in control of that many things, wouldn't you say? How great do these walls look with the wallpaper? We're loving it in here. Why do they call it a stud and not a beam? When I think stud, I think of like short and stout. But this is supposed to be like a wooden pillar running from the bottom to the top, I think. Could you talk us through your process?
Well, I was just measuring the distance between the studs. There usually should be 16 inches apart. So I was just verifying the validity of the tool that I was using.
We do not recommend this brand of stud finder. It has not, well, it has found a stud.
Yeah, it's just a pain. Yes. Only I was like my grandfather, I could just knock on the wall and figure it out. It's like beeping when it shouldn't be beeping.
It couldn't even find Anthony. This is the Zircon Edge Finding Stud Sensor L20, but we don't recommend it. By the way, how are we feeling about this lighting? I have a half broken ring light propped up in the corner, and I think it's much better. You can actually see a lot. You can let me know. Always looking to improve. Each video, we are fixing the quality, we are fixing the lighting, and we are fixing ourselves by fixing our home. Got these brackets at Lowe's along with the shelves from Lowe's. They had all different fancy, funky brackets. We don't need to complicate it. We already have so much going on with the wall and with the rug, and these were $3 and change. The other ones were like $12 to $15 on the low end. Just for a bracket, you're not even really going to see it that much. I feel like there's other areas that it matters more for those finite details, and this is not one of them. So it was black or white of these. Black it is. Yeehaw!
We're gonna do this first one, see how it comes out, and then we'll continue with the others. What are you doing?
I was peeling off this sticker. This looks terrible and tacky.
Oh yeah, I don't want that on there at all. I should have put it on the other way. So I bored out a little bit of the hole so that when I go to screw it in, it's got like a landing strip, basically, or a landing pad. When I worked at a country club many moons ago, we had a maintenance guy, very nice guy, and he would talk like that. You know, he'd show you how to fix something, and you'd go, "Hey, what you gotta do there is you gotta take the wrench and you gotta turn it really hard, and that'll fix it." And that's how we would talk. He'd always start by saying, "Hey, what you gotta do there is." Just a friendly reminder that this is my homeowners drill. Again, if any of you have any recommendations for maybe a more appropriate drill, you can hit me up in the comments and let me know what you think. Then I'm gonna put boom, 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 3 of them in there, and shoot, 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 right to the wall. Listen, I know that's not a good sound, but whatever. It's working. Alright, on the walls, here we go.
Other things I want to do to style this room over time: replace this and put in a dimmer so we can play off the lights, and this can just be a little bit more flush to the ceiling and just kind of go with the overall vibe. This is fun, but it just kind of, gets in the way most of the time. So that's something I want to do. And I was also thinking a mirror. Right now, we just have this little table that we've had since our first apartment as a placeholder, and this fugly, ugly closet door. That's gotta go. That'll go. This, I think I want to swap out and put like a big, nice gold chrome mirror. I think it would play off really nicely across from the bed. taking your outfit of the days, just kind of getting ready. And then also every time you look in the mirror, you're going to have the cool wallpaper in the background. So that's a possible idea. Another idea for the mirror could be over here. Just placing like a thin one up and down. But I feel like it's not as fun if you don't have this background in like your mirror, because to be completely honest, I will take lots of pictures in my bedroom because I have a cool wallpaper. The whole point in having a cool wallpaper is to be able to see it all the time. So I'm playing around with the idea. If I do it over there, long and skinny, but if I do it here, round and kind of, I can't think of the mirror type. I don't know what it's called, but I'll put a picture here of what my brain is kind of thinking. Again, kind of luxurious, but fun in a little gold color. So those are the two other ideas that I have for this space currently. I don't know what to do with this closet right now. That's another story. I keep having these moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, is the landlord gonna get mad at us? Can we do this? And then I realize we're the landlords. It's an adjustment, you guys. It really is. Especially after living in one bedroom for many years. I'll insert a picture of the actual size of our apartment so you can understand why we feel the way that we do. Anthony's first shelf hanging.
And it's level. Come up here. Look at that.
That's how we do it.
For all my players out there, you know this saying, that's how we do it in the Hayes family.
I don't know that.
It's only for the ones who know.
It's okay. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, now you know. I think that 2 would actually look better than 3. Usually I know you're supposed to do odd numbers when you're styling things. It's better visually, but I don't think this wall would look good. We'll see. We'll put the second one in and we'll see. We might just have an extra shelf as a reserve.
And you know what they say, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
They do say that.
That baby's level, boys.
You can still use the styling principles of odd numbers on the shelves and it will be good. It's too tall.
Second one.
This is just so long. My friend Michaela gave this to me when I had my hysterectomy. Thank you, Michaela. It's doing very well. We've got a bunch of new growth and I've actually cut off some leaves to use from aloe for a sunburn. Might stay here, might not. I have other plants I can put on here. This is just so fun. The green pops nicely with the blue. It's not too much. I think it works really well with the browns. And the greens are my way of bringing it down and keeping it cozy so it's not too loud, although I don't mind loud. Exhibit A on why we need to replace this. The loudness of the retro wallpaper and the rug can exist in a very mellow way, if you know what I'm saying. Maybe that doesn't make any sense at all, but if any of you understand what I'm saying, you can let me know in the comments. Ideally, if I could finish the third shelf, it would go here, but there's no stud. There's no beam to put it with. So just for safety reasons, I'm just gonna keep it like this. And I like it. I think that it's not too much. Let me know what you think I should put up here. My brain immediately goes to plants because we have so many plants and it's just a beautiful way to have more life in the space. What else could we put on the shelves? That's what I won't be doing. I will not be buying items just to put on a shelf. I think that just anchors into the consumerism thing that doesn't make us feel good. So it has to be items that we have around the house or that are gifted to us. That's what I think.
First time hanging shelves, not bad. A little bit more involved than I wanted it to be, but it's fine. The measuring and the drilling, but it's fine. It worked. It's fine.
Easy.
We will not be doing pull-ups from these though. We have something downstairs that we can do that from.
Yes, I will be going downstairs to work out after this.
If you're new to the channel, this is what the room looked like about 2 weeks ago. We're very happy and excited about the progress that we're making. I wouldn't necessarily call this a home renovation. We've done very mild reno stuff, but in terms of home makeover, you have to manage your expectations on what you can actually get done in an allotted time frame. I think that we've actually been super productive in cruising along at a cruising altitude of 40,000 feet. Now that we've been working in a good timeline. There's a part of me that wants everything to be done right away, but also the beauty is in the creating of it. So I'm super happy and grateful to do this channel so that we can go back and look at everything that we did in this like big moment of life. Yeah, so we'll get to decorating that. And tomorrow I am going to fix up the edges in the office and I will take you there. It has been a minute since you have actually seen that room. I wanted to show you this very unique piece that I picked up that I believe is going to fit perfectly in this room with the 70s feel. It is a quote from a Led Zeppelin song, "When the mountains crumble to the sea, there will still be you and me." I am a huge Led Zeppelin fan. It's probably my #1 streamed artist in the genre, next to Creedence Clearwater. That's up there too. I really love 70s rock, and this room totally encapsulates that retro vibe, and I thought this was the perfect piece to put for the love that we have for each other, and because it's cool. Who would think about love songs and Led Zeppelin? So you'll have to let me know if you like it on this wall, or if you think it should go on the blue wall, or not even in the room at all. Maybe you don't like Led Zeppelin, which is really sad, but I mean, hey, different strokes for different folks, right? I freaking love this piece. Welcome back to the office. Here's the deal with this room currently. I've been working in here pretty much every day, all day since we did the first coat of paint. So the decor and styling really hasn't been top of mind. But I would like to start kind of cleaning it up a little bit, starting with these edges. They need a little bit of work. I will say though, this is kind of the natural progression of everything that we've been doing because we learned from this project to do the edges first, which really benefited us next door in the bedroom because that was very seamless. So my objective of the day is to just go through and touch these up and then go through these 2 remaining boxes. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. I'll show you in 1 second. I've got some books that I need to put into my bookshelf. I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep it here or not, although I don't mind it. So I just have to do a little bit of configuration and see if this is its home. I need to put the books in here, and then I have some notebooks and office related supplies that just need to get dispersed throughout the room, possibly the closet, the desk, and I need some sort of storage apparatus. I have this makeshift table here, which honestly is just turning into one of those tables that just collects things. So I don't hate the idea of some sort of table setting, but this one is just too big and clunky and doesn't really suit the room. Again, it's all fine. Everything just gets sorted out in its own time, but this needs to go. A little bit more organization in here. We also got a new leaf to unfurl on Ginger, the bird of paradise. It's great to have the window right here for her. It's awesome. She's getting so big. I don't know if I'll be able to keep her forever in this spot, but I just love having her here. My desk chair kind of lives here as I interchange. I do more working while I'm walking versus sitting, and it's honestly just easier to keep the chair here. Is it the most stylish way to store it? No, but is it the most functional? Yes, and that's what's most important in this room. Not too big of a project in here, just kind of something that needs to get taken care of. And this is just a bag of stuff that's getting trashed and donated, so that can go very easy. So that's what we're gonna do this afternoon. The good news is that because I'm just touching up the edges, I don't have to worry about like the drop cloth and shifting the entire room. I'm just gonna use, I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble for this by the painters, the paint sample. I may or may not have heard to not use the sample or mix it, just use the color that you got. Honestly, it looks like the same color. If it doesn't match, I'll just create more work for myself and do it again. But I'm gonna save myself a little bit of heartache so I don't have to open the sealed can of paint, and then I can just carry this little thing with me as I go through the corners. You can come for me in the comments if you want. Everything I'm doing, keep in mind, is the first time. So there's lots of learning to be done, but I think it's honestly gonna be okay. Considering that I have lived in this room with the way that it looks now, it can't get any worse, I think. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think it's gonna be fine. It looks like a half a shade lighter right now. I know it will darken because that's exactly what happened with the first coat. And if I need to do a second coat, I will, but I think it's fine. No, in life, things are just not that deep. And you know what I keep reminding myself? It's my house. There's something to be said about just putting my hands into all the projects of this house. Obviously, there will be so many things outside of my scope of understanding or practice that we'll hire people for, but things like this, there's so much gratification and satisfaction in just creating. I don't know, it's mine and I'm putting love into it. I don't know, hard to explain, but any project you create, it's the same thing. Already looking so much better. I do think I'm gonna come in and do a second coat of paint tonight when I get back home, just so that I can make sure it matches the darkness, but so far so good. Honestly, I have to check the time. I have to be out the door in like 20 minutes, so this is not gonna cut it. Shit. So that finishes round one of the painting today. Did I get more paint on the ceiling and around the boards of the doors? Chet you betcha, but that's okay because it's not that serious. Let me get Anthony's opinion in here because he was away today while I was doing this, so I think he'll be very excited.
It's very nice. It really finishes up the room. Yeah, looks much better.
This probably took me maybe a half an hour of work for both coats. Could have been a lot faster too because I was moving the camera and everything.
Looks nice.
It was the much needed TLC in here. Great read. Read it in one sitting. Took me like 5 or 6 hours and I bawled my eyes out.
Sushi socks are toast.
This book was by one of the last surviving members of Pearl Harbor. We actually met him when we were at the Pearl Harbor exhibit in Hawaii. Anthony has a picture with him. If I can find it, I'll insert it here. But it's a pretty cool story. This book was written by my best friend Kim, who I mentioned at the end of every video, who passed away. Doing videos and creating was kind of our thing together. When we were 15, throughout high school, she was working on this book, and then it was published after she had passed away. I will put the link below in the description if you are interested in like sci-fi and fantasy. It's like 600 pages long. It's incredible that a 15-year-old wrote this. I love you forever, Kim. These are office odds and ends that will get sorted through at a later date, just not tonight because it's getting late. Thanks for kicking it with us this week. And now for the channel update. As of right now, we are currently at 95 subscribers. I'm so passionately grateful. This feels like a million. The fact that you want to enjoy this colorful life with us week by week and are supporting and sharing and just enjoying means the world. Thus, 5 subscribers away from us reaching the gauntlet, which unlocks us donating 100 peanut butter and jellies to an organization in need. Doing reach outs and pretty much locked in where we're going to be bringing them, and it's super cool. Oh, I can't wait to do it. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And as Anthony says, it's never goodbye. Just see you next time.
Yo, thanks for coming to my crib. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.